We previously made a video on why African Americans leave Africa after moving there from the perspective of a Black American. This video was a huge hit, garnering thousands of comments. So we've decided to make a part 2, however this time we address the topic from the perspective of an African person. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, share your opinion below in the comments. Now, let's get on with the video. Reason 1, ignorance.
And the country of Africa. Some of it is...
Continent of Africa.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's face it, so many African Americans are still ignorant about Africa.
I have a child, I want to take them to Africa. You know what I'm saying? I want to take them to the motherland, let them see that, hey, we're blessed over here, you know, but look at them. They're staying in woods and trees.
This comment was made by prominent African American YouTuber Anthony O'Neal. His channel has over 790,000 subscribers. Y'all can't be spreading misinformation like this. Damn.
And then they had the country of Africa. And for each of these countries, they had flags, right? And for the flag of Africa, they had the flag of South Africa.
This African woman who was living in the US was talking about how in her child's project at school they used the South African flag as the African flag. Reason 2. Superiority Complex.
Don't use the continent as a way to reinforce your superiority complex.
A lot of African people feel that African Americans have a superiority complex, particularly when they are in Africa. Because they come from one of the world's most developed countries with one of the strongest economies, African Americans sometimes feel like they are superior to Africans.
They don't have a deep, rich culture. That's why a lot of them have to leave, because of a lot of tribalism. They're not as deeply rooted as they're supposed to be. So they do a lot of projecting onto us.
This is the kind of elitism that Africans take issue with.
They ain't wearing kente cloth sweatpants. They're wearing Nikes and Adidas like we're wearing.
Reason 3. Poor knowledge of African history.
Because their countries are relatively new, especially over there in West Africa. Not just West Africa, all of Africa. Many of those countries were basically created in the 1800s at the Berlin Conference.
Although this brother is not wrong, he is still inferring that African countries didn't exist before the Berlin Conference of 1884. They most certainly did, but just not according to the lines that Europeans drew on the African map as part of the colonial scramble for Africa. Africa before the Berlin Conference was largely composed of a plethora of tribal kingdoms, each with their own cultures, languages, and armies. Moreover, after the Berlin Conference, 2 countries always remained independent, namely Liberia and Ethiopia.
My vision and dream was always to come to the continent of Africa because it's my homeland. America's my home, but this is my homeland. I always wanted to own land here and set my foot on this soil and be a part of it because, you know, they took us from here.
Here, U.S. game show host Steve Harvey is talking to a South African radio DJ about his love for Africa, with the reason being that his ancestral roots are from the continent. Africa is a huge continent, and in reality the transatlantic slave trade was only involved in slavery from coastal African countries on the western side of Africa. South Africa was never part of the transatlantic slave trade, so this South African radio DJ has no real ancestral connection to Steve Harvey at all, and what he is saying doesn't fully resonate with her. If he fully understood his African history, then this conversation could have been a lot richer and more well-informed. Reason 4. Charitable obligations. A lot of African Americans find that when they move to Africa, the local Africans in whichever country they move to expect handouts from them because they're American.
Pay all this money for passports and visas to get here. We get to the airport, and as soon as you see a fucking blue passport, everybody's coming for us. Can you give me something small at the COVID place? You get to immigration. Can you give me something small? You get to baggage. Can you give me something small? A person grabbed a damn cart and put my bag on it and got mad because I gave him $5 because I only had hundreds, because you come over here with hundreds to get the best, you know, cash in rate. How about he looked at that and said, I don't want that. I said, what you mean you don't want it? He said, I want to know, what did you expect me to give you? He said $10. I said, so you want me to give you over 100 CDs for picking up a bag, putting it in a cart?
Now this lady has a point. Nobody wants to be hassled like that, especially when they've just landed in the country they've chosen to move to. However, this next guy from West Africa explains why this sort of behavior exists, and also the fact that it's not exclusive to African Americans.
Don't also be deceived when they tell you that, oh, when you're African American and you move to Africa, everybody wants to take advantage of you and everybody wants to take money. No, that's not how it works. Even if you are a Ghanaian and you move to a European country or America and you come back, if you are not careful, someone will take advantage of you. It's not just only African Americans. In our minds, if you travel from outside and come to the country, it means you have money. You have money more than the indigenous. So anybody will try to take advantage of you. That doesn't mean they hate you. No, that doesn't mean they think you have more than them and they have to find a way of getting money from you. That is the secret.